Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because today is Tuesday, and we are doing another episode of Terrifying Tuesdays, in which I review a movie from the collection of movies my father left me. And I'm going to go back to doing some of the horror stuff. The last couple of ones I've done some noir mysteries. So I'm going to go back to actually doing a horror one, this one. And I'm going to be doing it from the Boris Karloff collection, which I did one called The Black Castle before, but this one is The Strange Door, which came out in 1951. Now, summary of this movie is, obviously all these movies have Boris Karloff in them, hence Boris Karloff collection. It says, as the servant of an evil nobleman, Karloff plots to free the madman's helpless prisoners, but finds himself facing the horrors of the dungeon's death trap. It's an hour and 21 minutes. Okay, and Charles Laughton plays the central character in this one. So, this one is a lot like the reason I brought up The Black Castle is this one seems to be somewhat similar. It kind of looks like they might have been shot in the same building. Okay, so you have Charles Laughton. Okay. Well, the movie starts out, it takes place in France, and you have a carriage full of kind of what look like henchmen. You can always tell they're henchmen. And it turns out the evil, lord. And they pull up to this tavern, and they go into this tavern, and the lead henchman points out this character. That's who we picked, and it's Charles Laughton's character who plays this kind of he's kind of an a-hole. He's sitting there drinking and hitting on the women and taking liberties with them. Sorry, just taking some pain pills. Trying to kiss him and all that, and being just kind of a scoundrel, as they'd say back then. And so the Lord, hey, good. And so they leave, and he points out the guy to someone sitting there, and which is also another one of his henchmen, just not, a nobleman. And they get into a fight and arrange it to make it look like this guy did some bad things. And so the people in the tavern are chasing this dude, kind of like the roving mob, and he has to try and escape. And fortunately, there is a little carriage there, which is like a cab, and he takes off, and the carriage winds up taking him to this castle, where he goes in the strange door. And at this point, this is all a setup. And so what the point is, this nobleman wants to have this guy marry his niece for, he doesn't really give an explanation of why. He's like, there's lots of people who want to do it. You have a choice. You can marry my niece and have all the money you need, all the title, all the privileges you want, or you can just fuck off and go out there and try and deal with these people, and And of course, the dude's naturally suspicious. He's like, what is she, some sort of a beast or something? But he doesn't really have much of a choice. And turns out this chick is hot, but there is some reason why he wants this to happen, and it's really kind of a weird situation. So he's trying to, deal with, find out what's going on, trying to get out of there alive and without not necessarily marrying her, and find out what the motives on these people are. And then you have Boris Karloff playing a servant of the girl's father, because this was her niece, but the father was supposedly dead. And he's, the one person who might be able to help. And so it's just got this really, kind of a lone guy trapped trying to deal with a bunch of crazy sadists, which is sort of like what happens in the Black Castle. A year later, different characters and all that, but it's really a fun movie because it's, I don't want to say intrigue, but there's lots of you have the evil lord being just this kind of foppish, overly evil guy who has his ulterior motives, who has his motives for this doing stuff, and the henchmen are, just all the more pleased to help him, and then the one guy going, and the girl's just like, I don't want to do this either, and so they're trying to deal with it, and it's fun. It was really enjoyable and kind of suspenseful up until the end, and it's only an hour and 20 minutes, but yeah, I mean, it's not, the horror movie in this, like what they do with, the old Universal stuff with the monsters, or the Hammer with the, Dracula and all that. But it's more just, you're screwed if you screw up type thing. But I recommend it. It's a really good flick. I mean, Charles Lawton. And the chick is really hot, too. That always helps. But, so yeah. 4.5 out of 5. Because these old Hammer horror movies are very entertaining. But anyway, let me know if you saw it, what you thought of it. Like, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy your horror movies.